All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Wrestling, THS Wrestling, Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling. Shout out to Justin for taking care of that. The numbers are growing, folks. Little Henson came in from his walk, and it scared me, but he is fine. What else? We got twitch.tv/that#show. Head on over there for me streaming wrestling. It happened. It was a secret, but it was a test, and it worked. And we didn't get banned, so that was good, too. And what else? YouTube.com/that#show. TV, guys. We're going to talk about AEW, NXT, WWE, and some other stuff. But my name is John. Welcome. We hope everybody had a good weekend. I'm joined by Neeson. Neeson, how you doing?
Hi.
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 And Johnny D. Kicks. That's your full name, right? Johnny.
Exactly.
How about those Jets? You know what? They scored more points than the Browns. And man, what a lot of shit I took today because, wow, what a surprise. The mediocre Jets were mediocre. Wow. Well, shocking news, Nick.
Look on the bright side. At least you're not Lions. Look on the bright side. At least you're not a Lions fan.
Go Pack Go, indeed. NXT UK returns on Thursday. Matthew, what's going on?
The Detroit and Michigan, it's like a real hard hit this week. Michigan University for having basically a whites-only cafe on the campus now. Yeah, you guys are really doing a bang-up job over there, right?
Look, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress.
A work in progress.
They lost their way.
I think it's work in no progress. I think that's what's going on.
You're just putting in that awful work.
Get it back.
A positive side, off wrestling topic. Shout out to Big Sean for dropping a fire album. Detroit 2 is fire.
Oh,
that's the only highlight that Detroit, Michigan, and Midwest has right now.
It came out on Friday?
Yeah. It came out last Friday. Last Friday.
It's pretty dope. Right. There's two good things. There's two good things. Big Sean dropping his album, and then me dropping Disney Plus Diversity, which also came out this week.
That is right. Disney the Diversity. Yeah, man. Where can they find that at?
They can find that on YouTube at Disney Plus Diversity, This Diverse Show. And they can also find us on Apple. We're on there. And Spotify. Downloads the podcast. It's hot fire. Shout out to the boy John for helping me get that set up. Good luck, JP Thrice.
Doing what I can to help out our podcasting community.
There it is. And don't forget to check out his podcast studio because the man's a podcasting, video casting expert.
Tornado Tag Radio, we just recorded today for the first time in a month. That'll be out tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to talk about Mandy Rose. We're going to get to all that. But up top, let's talk about Death Wish Coffee. They sponsor us. They put out an amazing product, deathwishcoffee.com. On checkout, guys, use the promo code #show and get yourself the strongest coffee in the universe. That's right. They didn't say that. I did. I think they said in the world or possibly Earth. I'm saying in the universe. Check it out. I mean, look at that logo. It's great.
I would say this about Death Wish Coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Taya Valkyrie, we had an interview with her yesterday, and she had some Death Wish Coffee right before our interview. And right after the interview, she said, "This is some strong shit." So
that's great.
You know, if Taya Valkyrie says some strong shit, it's some strong shit.
And we haven't confirmed this yet, but I heard a rumor. Just heard a rumor that before the NXT Championship match, Adam Cole had a cup of Folgers, but Finn Balor had a cup of Death Wish Coffee. We haven't confirmed yet. We've only heard rumors, but I'm just saying, one person came out champion, other person took that L. So just saying, you know what coffee is drinking.
That makes sense.
And also this week, this coffee may be moving people from promotion to another promotion. We don't know this, but hey.
I mean, it could.
Hey, that's what the dirt
Somebody could have run from LA straight to Jacksonville because they had some Death Wish coffee. And that brings us to tonight's first topic. When this happened on AEW Dynamite, your boy got a headache because he was so excited. It was ridiculous.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
I was laughing and clapping. I was very happy to see one handsome Miro make his debut in AEW. In a very interesting segment. He is now known as the best man, not a best man, not just best man, the best man. He is all elite. He is with it seemingly. Look at this man. What was he wearing? He was wearing Yeezys, Gucci pants,
Gucci shirt,
Gucci all day.
Gucci pants.
He knew what was going on, and he cut a little promo, basically just the ex WWE guy cutting a promo on WWE, which I guess was bound to happen. He got it out of the way. Now let's see what he can do. He's with Kip Sabian right now, obviously, and I actually didn't put this together. It's funny that he's in another wedding angle right away. Which I think they're just doing it just to be funny. But what do you guys think of him debuting in this fashion? And what are you most excited for seeing Miro in AEW now?
Look, I think anytime you continually take shots at WWE is corny. I think, but they're playing to their base. So I can't fault them for playing to their base because I understand that. But at the same time, it's corny, man. Like, the first words you utter is a shot at WWE. How many ex-WWE wrestlers are going to come onto AEW taking shots at WWE? Like, how many? It's just everybody's going to get a mic and just take a shot at the 70-year-old out-of-touch man that's in charge of wrestling? Everybody's gonna do that. Like, that makes you the best man? No, that should not make you it makes you the common man.
He's just a common man.
Thank you.
He's the common man.
But I mean, look, the fit was okay. I'm not gonna go with the fit was fire. The shirt was fire. The shoes was fire. Those pants are they look like pajama pants. But other than that, I mean, let's see where it goes. It's very interesting. I get the Twitch connection. It is something there. Yeah, the Twitch connection. So it is something there. I'm kind of surprised at the Dave Meltzer thing that he signed to AEW, but then I'm like, wow, was the Dave Meltzer thing to work with him going extra hard at Dave Meltzer, knowing that he was throwing everybody off, knowing that he was coming into AEW that following week? Was this a whole swerve, bro? I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it.
For me, I gotta be real. I was actually kind of surprised by the whole thing. Like, I was figuring like Rusev was gonna take a while off from wrestling. Like, as we've talked about before, he's in like Niece's acting classes and everything like that. I thought Rusev was gonna like go Twitch, explore some other opportunities. I was not expecting him to come back to wrestling this fast. And so the fact he shows up, I'm like, damn, for real? Like, all right, cool. But same thing, like low key, it kind of reminds me of how like TNA back in the day, where like all the WWE wrestlers just like keep showing back over here. And again, first thing they do is like kind of needs to say it, cracking jokes. Like, what was it, VK Mafia and everything like that? It was just like, like, all right, I get it. But again, I would like to see you premiere like with like your own established character, maybe doing something like that. You'll need to brown off the other brand. But again, it's kind of the same thing. I'm interested to see where this is going to go. But I'm still kind of genuinely shocked. And I'm interested to see, like, now that he has control of his character, what is Rusev going to do with it? Like, well, Miro now, what is Miro going to do with, like, what's his character going to be?
He's the best man.
The best man. I mean, the only thing I've heard so far is that he already has new gear. And whatever his new gear is, he is this is what he's always wanted to wear, apparently. That's his words, not mine. So I'm into and I actually really liked this song. I know we kind of shit all over them last week, rightfully so, but I thought this one was pretty good. Yeah, man, when they showed him come out, because when they showed his name, I was for a second I was like Miro? I was like
Miro.
And then I saw him and I was like, oh my God, like it was a genuine shock. And they also said that or he said that no, like he arrived and people were like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Like nobody knew. So it was a very tight-knit thing. And I once I'm a teacher and told her I was wow. Matthew.
She her revenge on you, Matthew, was marrying your cousin. She said, oh, all right, you little
All right,
shit.
I know what I'm gonna do.
All right, you little shit. I'm gonna find somebody in your family. I'm gonna marry into that family, and then that way you can never, ever say anything about these pajamas again, or I'm gonna tell my cousin, which is your mom.
So chat, let us know what you think about Miro joining AEW. I guess it is kind of shocking because you figured he wouldn't, like, for a while.
Right.
But here he is. He's rip roaring and apparently ready to go. And man, I think of all the matchups we can have now. The first match that came to mind, and I don't know why, is I would love to see a Rey Fenix Miro match. I think that would be awesome. And we got the tease. We got the tease that they were going to break up that Lucha Bros. And I kind of want it to happen, but I think we're too soon into that. But I mean, as a whole, AEW did great in the ratings. It got over 1 million for the first time, I think, since their second week. And I think this is great for a number of reasons. Obviously, because people are watching it. People are excited about the product, and that's after a show that we here didn't really like. Like, you think they'd be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch this because the pay-per-view wasn't great," in our opinion. Go ahead.
I will say this: that you can't underestimate the power of the NBA playoffs.
Oh no!
And the amount of promotion that AEW had going into All Out, and then the fallout of All Out on the NBA on TNT during the NBA playoffs is incredible. So for them not to, and people are going to want to watch the fallout live of All Out. So for you not to, by the way, it's weird that WWE hasn't had a pay-per-view yet called Fallout. They should. It sounds like a WWE pay-per-view. Fallout. That sounds like a pay-per-view. Anyways, but they should want, if you're going to watch 1 week, it should be the fallout of their biggest show, which is All Out, which is in the middle of NBA playoffs, which that's getting promoted crazy. So I'm not surprised that they hit 1 million. And since then, because back when they hit 1 million and back in October, it was during the start of the NBA season.
Yeah.
So, and it was after, what they had a big show after that, or coming up to that, which was Full Gear, right? Like they're moving towards Full Gear or something in November. So, whatever their show is in November, I can't remember. So, yeah. So I just think I'm not surprised. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for wrestling. I do think that I retract my statement saying they should be on the same day. I do think they should be on separate days so we could continue to see these ratings grow and what they could truly be in their own demos. And we will get to that later.
Absolutely. Let's get to some chat comments here. James says the WWE shots are getting old, in my opinion. I just want to see talent start anew and leave the WWE behind them. I agree, and I sincerely hope that for Miro, this is it. Like, he says his piece, and he's done. I just hope that's it for him. I have a feeling since he is in already a WWE-esque angle, I saw that I was going to ignore it. Didn't they move on?
Yeah, they beat the Rockets.
Didn't they beat the Rockets?
And 5. And 5.
What did your team do, Matthew? What did your team do?
But yeah, I agree. I think they just need to leave it behind them. I mean, I don't think newly signed Tay Conti had anything to say about that. I'm very happy for her. I'm excited to see what goes on with that.
Interesting.
I mean, no. Unless Matt,
I like the fact you try to think your way into like,
no.
Look, I think they're both amazingly talented. Every Nick Jackson match that we've seen singles wise has been great. I don't know if you put Pretty Platinum on a Jackson. Rey Fenix, on the other hand, just give him all the belts. Dude's amazing.
That was 4 games.
Man, I wonder what scenario Nick Jackson would have to be in to be world champion. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of interesting. But Nick Jackson, one half of the Young Bucks tag team division. Let's talk about resetting some storylines here. As we said, the fallout of All Out, which is what they should have just called the show. I don't know why. We saw a Chris Jericho, Jake Hager tag team match. They took on Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. And after the match, Jake. I almost called him Jack. Oh boy, all these names, guys. We got Rusev. Anyway, Jake and Jericho threw their name into the hat. Yes, for the tag team division. What do we think about Jericho pivoting away? Clearly, the Orange Cassidy storyline is done, which is great because now we have the offset storyline of that with Santana and Ortiz and best friends, which I think is cool. What do we think of Jericho and Hager, usually singles wrestlers, teaming up and going into the tag team division? An already stacked tag team division. Johnny, what do you think?
I think it's straight. Like, to be honest with you, like Jericho's been doing a great job of just shedding light on people and like just shedding light on like different characters and wrestlers throughout and whatnot. So kind of where he goes, the audience follows. And so taking that to the tag team division is like kind of dope. Because again, it just like adds more energy and invigorates that division. And Jericho, again, I kind of feel like can set it off. It gives Jake Hager something to do as well. And it'd be dope to see them like work together. So honestly, I don't really see anything bad about it. Like I just see it as, again, Jericho just going and lending his energy to another area of AEW to kind of elevate that, just like how he kind of helped do with Orange Cassidy and previous people he worked with.
Yeah, and I mean, he elevated Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy basically won that feud. And Orange Cassidy, again on TV, and this is the match we're going to see next week. Private Party taking on Jake Hager and Chris Jericho. Neeson, what do you think? What do you think of Jericho pivoting away from singles action, going into tag team action with not his usual tag team partner? Now that I remember or I think about it, it is another member of the Inner Circle, not Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, Spanish guy.
Spanish guys are the sexy guys, the late sexy guys, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it does give Jericho and Hager something to do. I was recently watching the timeline of The Rock, and they had Mick Foley, and they talked about doing the Sacco thing. And I also listened to Bruce Pritchard's podcast about Rock 99 and how Mick Foley really pitched that idea about doing a Rock and Sock connection because it was something that they did. It's basically a trope of in wrestling and old school wrestling. The top star has nobody else to work with. He just got done working with Billy Gunn. The Rock was kind of floundering. And so he pitched this idea of like, hey, if you just take these two match pairings sort of thing and push them to the moon and have them work with everybody, it kind of works. The only problem I have with that is that during that time, there wasn't a lot of tag teams in WWE that they were actually pushing. The DX was always a tag team, but
right.
Edge and Christian were still trying to come up and they were still working with their, they were still working in their own realm. So it was okay for the tag belts to be on somebody bigger, and then DX eventually won it off of them, and then, that as story was written. So with this, you see Private Party versus Jake Hager and Jericho next week. Are we building Private Party? Or are we just serving them to Jake Hager and Chris Jericho? So are we building Jake Hager and Chris Jericho up as a tag team and sacrificing the young tag teams that we've been praising in AEW since the inception of AEW? And that's my only question with this. But I think it is a way to get Chris Jericho and Jake Hager on TV and keep having the star power and getting them away from the main titles or any single titles. But to have them run through the tag division, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. I think Ken in chat made a really good point, because they really haven't utilized with Inner Circle, they really haven't utilized Santana and Ortiz, who are an amazing tag team. Who I mean, yes, they are in a feud with Best Friends. They are on TV, but they're not having a lot of matches that I feel like maybe they had one last week.
No, they have a match this week.
They have one this week.
They came out and beat up Orange.
That's right. So while I do agree with that, I do think that AEW does do a lot with their tag teams. I mean, I feel like next week we have 3 tag team matches at least. So they're really heavy on the tag team. So as long as I think this is good. Overall, I think this is good. I do get Ken's point to where they haven't utilized Proud and Powerful. I'm glad they're not calling them that anymore.
Same.
LAX, that they're not utilizing them. But I think there's enough room in the tag team division for this veteran tag team. James says Jericho and Hager versus FTR sounds good to him.
Oh,
I don't know, but I also won't be like, if it happens, I won't be like, oh, that's terrible. I'll wait and see how that goes. And Anthony, we're glad you're back. Yeah, man, family issues, deal with those before coming over here. Always. We'll be here. Do not worry about it. And Matthew says he thinks they're serving up Private Party, which is like such a weird mixed message. You had them beat the best tag team in the world in the first round of your tag team title thing. One of the best tag teams in the world.
What did I say last week? When you see a black wrestler on AEW, what do you see them doing? Getting beat up and looking up at the lights.
Oh.
I think Will Hobbs looked pretty good at the pay-per-view, though. I know that's like, I get it. That's like, what? I'm like, but yeah, he looked good. But yeah, I mean, Private Party, we've talked about Private Party so much on this show. They have potential. It seems like a stop and start with them.
They have all the potential, and that's the thing. It's like, yes, we speak about all the extra things, but as far as like able to work, able to do it, like they have it.
Yeah.
And they just need the extra push and the extra, the extra pizzazz on them, the rocket, if you will. But they have it. And these are your guys. But if you're serving them up to Jake Hager, like, we don't know. They may beat, if they beat Chris Jericho and Jake Hager, that is a major bump for them, right? They could beat a former world champion. They beat a for sure Hall of Famer, MMA. They could build it up as much as they can. So I'm hoping that happens. But if they lose, I'm telling you,
you'll hear about it. You'll hear about it on this show. Ken also says he'd like to see Jericho stay in singles and elevate some new stars. Well, I mean, hopefully he can do that with Private Party next week.
Yeah, because I mean, the cool thing about it is that they can go into a feud, and it could be like a feud that goes on for a while that actually helps elevate Private Party, where they may like change some things about them as whatnot, as far as like their gear, their gimmick, like evolve a little bit. And this could be that factor where they like get beat down, but they come back stronger and like change themselves or something like that. So I'm fingers crossed, I'm hoping that's what happens with them. Whereas like they come like better and stronger out of this somehow. But again, we don't know until like we see what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And while Ken wants Jericho to stay in singles action, Kenny Omega has a different idea, and he wants to get away from his tag team. He doesn't even want the rematch. They did 2 sit-down interviews, one with Hangman Page, one with Kenny Omega. Hangman, just a sad, sad, sad man. Giving me BoJack Horseman vibes for sure. And with Kenny, that felt like we were interviewing the star of an NFL team, the star of like a major sports team, who's just like, I need to do this. It was just very matter of fact. Look, we had fun. It's not working anymore. I need to do this. I need to change my game up. I need to go back to being the best bout machine. And it looks like Omega, look at that. It's like I knew with that New Japan Pro Wrestling in the background. He needs to go back to being that guy. So we are going to get a Kenny Omega singles run here, and I think it's about time. Honestly, I think if anyone is to dethrone Jon Moxley, it should be Kenny Omega. The cleaner Kenny Omega, I think, in a heel role. And I'm excited to see what Kenny does moving up the ladder, because I don't think he's ranked in singles.
Not for the year, no. So,
like, I can't even remember. I think he had a singles match against Trent at the beginning of the COVID stuff. I think that's, for me, at least from what I can remember, that was the last time. So I'm interested to see him maybe go up against some of the newer people that have joined the roster, and work his way up to a hopeful type. Kenny Omega is not ranked in singles. Thank you, Ken. So what do we think about, I guess the first statement, Hangman being sad and Omega saying, we're not, if he wants to do it, I don't want it. If he wants the rematch, I'm good. I think we're good. What do we think of that? And then what do we think Kenny Omega going back to the singles run?
Kenny Omega just said he wants to take his talents to South Beach. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that's exactly what we got. I think that was the exact mimic of what they were going for. And it's like, hey, we had our run. We went to the finals one time, got our ass beat, all said and done. Let's just chalk it up and go our separate ways, Cleveland. And unfortunately, Hangman is Cleveland, and LeBron is now going on a singles run.
God damn. Oh, first off, I was about to use that analogy as well, so well played.
Oh.
I'll use that same analogy. Well played. And damn, you just called Hangman Cleveland. All right, that's an insult right there. If he ever sees this, those are legit fighting words. Like, you ain't got shit but the Rock and Roll Museum. Gosh damn. All right, so, but I agree with him. I would guess it's also like KD when he left Russell Westbrook. And so the thing about it was that, again, they were like a phenomenal team. They did a lot of great stuff, very entertaining. But it came down to it, KD was like, look, man, I want to win. And this ain't working the way where I want to win to that level and get a chip. And so, boom, so KD went to the Warriors and got his chip. And for Kenny Omega, like, honestly, I feel this is where he should be. Like, we were talking a minute ago in the chat, people were saying that, like, they feel Jericho should stay in the singles area. When Jericho going to tag team, you kind of do need someone to fill that singles area, and that can be Kenny Omega, where I feel he should be. With them getting over 1 million plus views, with, like, again, the NBA Finals help bring more light on this and everything like that, it's like you need a star to help carry this company, and Kenny Omega is that in a lot of ways. Like, he was an international star for New Japan, put the company on his back, and people knew who he was, and he drew eyes to them. He can do the same thing for AEW. And so right now, where they have that chance to get that push, Wednesday night is theirs to, like, run rampant with. We need him there. I'm sorry, what's up?
He's just making noises up there. Before we went on the air, I was editing a podcast and I forgot I had this window open, and I heard boop, 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 and I went, "Where's that sound wave in this podcast? I don't see it." And then I realized I had the chat open.
I came in the podcast stream going.
I was so confused. Let's see. Owen in the chat says Paige needs a country type wrestler for a partner, maybe like Trevor Murdoch. Now, I love Trevor Murdoch.
Wow.
I think these two as a tag team would be interesting, but I don't think that's how they see Adam Page in the long run.
Thank you.
Question for y'all.
That's just what I think. I mean, it'd be cool to see. Like I said, I love Trevor Murdoch. Him and Lance Cade were an amazing tag team. All of his stuff on NWA Power is great. I'm glad he's kind of back in it. And I think that would be interesting for a little bit. But I think Hangman in the past year has become, or I'm sorry, in the last 6 months, maybe 7 months, has become the guy that they wanted him to be when he was facing Chris Jericho.
Yeah. That was really two questions I want to ask you guys, because, like, two things. One, with Kenny Omega, do you think he should go after, like, the top title, or should he go after, like, the TNT belt first? And then two, with Hangman, should Hangman go back to keep staying the tag team, or should he go into singles competition now?
I mean, For me, I like Owen said, I love that idea, but I would rather see Hangman as a singles wrestler, and Omega. He's one of your top guys. He fights for the world title.
Nice.
I mean, Hangman is a world title guy. I think he's a world title guy, but I wouldn't mind seeing him hold the TNT belt first.
Right.
And getting that yes, but I want more feeling.
With Hangman Page.
For Hangman Page, yeah. What was the other part of the question?
And then for Kenny, well, that was it. For Kenny, do you want to see him go after the TNT title or go straight for the World Championship?
He needs to go straight for the World. Kenny needs to go straight for Kenny needs to go to WrestleMania. I don't care. Yeah. Kenny needs to go face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Kenny Omega, if he wasn't a VP at AEW, I would say leave that shit right now. Go make $23 million at WWE and go headline WrestleMania against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins or Seth Rollins and go fucking sell 1 million subscriptions on the network. Go sell triple more merch than you selling at AEW and just make the ton shit money in 3 years and then go back to AEW and make AEW bigger than it's ever been. That would be my suggestions to Kenny Omega. If he was like, hey, listen, what would you do? Oh, what?
I don't think he can legally do that.
What? Why not? Why can't he?
Why can't he? I have no idea. That's
who's that?
In chat, Anthony asks, yes, Ken fully agrees with that. In chat, Anthony asks, do you guys think once Jon Moxley loses his title, he ends up trying to lead his own stable? And if that was to be a thing, who would you put in that stable? I will answer first. I don't think I can see this Jon Moxley in a stable. I think he would literally outshine literally every person in the stable. I know he has been, he was in the Shield, and I know that he was in a stable in Dragon Gate USA with Sami Callihan and a couple of other people, and that was pretty cool, but that was like 10, 15 years ago. I don't know if, and who would I put in the stable with him if it was to happen? I can't even think about it. I don't even think I'm on that wavelength of thinking. What do you guys think?
I'm low-key same as you. I'm like, who do you put in there? What haphazard individual is going to join Jon Moxley? And the thing about it is, though, is that, like, nah, he's doing fine on his own. Like, this character works well as, like, a lone wolf type deal and everything like that. And putting someone with him kind of way, like, holds him back or, like, ties him down. It goes against, like, a lot of stuff he's trying to establish with his character and everything. So, for me, like, you don't need to do it right now. It doesn't work for me. That's just me. But, Nice, what do you think?
Neeson got an idea.
Got an idea. Jon Moxley, Matt Cardona, Brody Lee, Miro, and call him Retribution.
Oh, that would be great.
Why?
Wow. Why? They could get ahead of actual Retribution storyline.
Why?
It would actually make Retribution make sense.
Don't worry, we'll talk about old Retribution here in a couple of minutes. And by a couple of minutes, I mean right now, because we're moving on to NXT.
Woo!
Which I know they're not in NXT, but we kind of tied.
Well, no. On their promo that Donovan Dijakovic, right in the middle there, you see him right there. That he said, you see Mia Yim, you see Donovan, you see that, right? So,
yes.
Anyways,
Nobody.
so
see Black
right
man.
when he said all of WWE, yes, they signed an exclusive Ross contract. Yes, this rogue faction group could only be found on the third hour on Monday nights on the USA Network under the Raw banner, right after Raw Underground. They only come on after 7 o'clock. Or after 10 o'clock if you're watching on the Eastern time. This is the only times that they come on. So yes, they may do that, but they said all of WWE. So who knows? They may be lurking at the Full Sail Center They may be peeking around those gold ropes. That big X that turns red when Finn comes out. Yeah, Donovan Dijakovic knows that. Mia Yim knows that. He knows the layout.
Center.
Who else? Keith Lee knows the layout. I don't even know who that guy is. That looks like Mojo Rawley to the left. That Mojo Rawley.
No.
Bro, that looks like Mojo Rawley.
No.
Look at his eyes. That's Mojo Rawley, bro. That is Mojo Rawley.
Only if we get the segments where he's talking to himself in the mirror with his Bull Nakata makeup.
Bro.
Nakata.
That is Mojo Rawley.
Please no.
I don't get hyped. I stay hyped on Retribution for myself.
You know what's crazy is like so you guys know that I watch everything the day after on Hulu.
Yeah.
Commercials or whatever. But what's interesting?
Did they cut that?
Huh?
Did they cut that promo?
So that's what I was about to get to. So they cut things out. They're like, oh, this shit's a waste of time. I'll fucking skip that shit. So I'm watching like, where's the Retribution at? It's not here. I rewound that shit 3 times. They cut Retribution out on the fucking Hulu programming. Was like,
wow.
They don't even have faith in it. Even they know it's a dumbass idea.
How do you cut out supposedly the one storyline that you've been running for the last 15 weeks?
Oh my gosh, it's so terrible.
Man, remember that one time I watched 3 full hours of Raw, and then when it ended, I said never again?
Because you saw some people throw some shit at a power generator.
Don't you guys think it's a coincidence that all Retribution attacks happened before Keith Lee's debut on the main roster? You think it's him and Dominic Dijakovic as the leaders of Retribution? We could get the Monstars reunion.
Oh,
that is Dio Madden on the right. It's Dio Madden, Donovan Dijakovic, Mojo Rawley, Mia Yim, and whoever the fuck this is. But I could tell you one thing for sure. This makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't.
The people that I just named have no reason to have Retribution against this company.
Nope.
Now, that group should have been Matt Cardona, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz,
Leo Rush.
The Miz, Leo Rush, and John Morrison. I mean, I say that because they wanted to have a faction together, and that would have made sense with this. The people that I named, and yes, throw Leo Rush in there because I'm all for it. So throw it in there, but him in it or not, that's something that makes sense. Retribution, they've been there for over 10 plus years, never really had they just do, and so they go in and tearing and taking it back because apparently all these NXT guys always get the limelight, always get the shot. It's always what's new, it's always what's this, but they continually keep making stars. How is it not that?
Yep.
I don't know. Seeing as we are talking about Retribution, the reason I was going to bring up Retribution is because Mercedes Martinez lost a steel cage match in NXT, which is usually the telltale sign that somebody is getting quote unquote called up to the main roster. As soon as you lose a cage match in NXT, you're going somewhere else. So I think it's yes.
I got a theory with Martinez, with her moving up to the main roster.
Okay.
So I think she.
What if she's new? Go say it.
What if she's in Retribution? Is what I'm saying. It makes perfect sense. She's been a vet forever. She's been around forever. She, I think, has the demeanor that Retribution has. Not to say any of the other women that they have picked or who have been rumored to be picked wouldn't have that same demeanor, but Mercedes Martinez is a badass, and she can play that part.
I would agree with you, but again, that makes too much sense. We just broke down this Retribution card that they have right now, and it makes no sense. So you make sense. So I'm gonna have to disagree. But what I would say, yes, she's getting moved up. Yes, she's gonna be a heater
for
Bayley.
Oh, you think she'll back up Bayley?
I think what if she's Bayley's new heater and Sasha has to get through her in order to get to Bayley, and that's how we also build Martinez and also prolong the Bayley and Sasha feud
to Royal Rumble or WrestleMania.
Yes.
When Mercedes Martinez When Mercedes Martinez is introduced by Bayley, would she start out by saying, "I have the better Mercedes"?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
I'm the best. My Mercedes is spelled with a Z. Yours is spelled with an S. Mine's spelled with a Z.
Look at
Mine's spelled with a Z.
right there.
Yours is spelled with an S.
Look at you. That's
yes.
Good. That's good shit.
WWE, call me. I only can do ideas. You guys got to do the rest, and then I'll tell you if you're wrong.
What if that she like starts, she beats down Sasha on Friday night. She comes out, Sasha talks, she smashes her. Next Friday, Mercedes Martinez is like, look here, Mercedes. And that's how she starts the promo. Well, look here, Mercedes. Damn. I followed you. I know what you're doing up in the Boston area on the Indies. Yeah, you looked up to me. You looked up to Bayley. Me and Bayley was in the Bay Area killing it. But this is my time. And Bayley, I know Bayley since she started in this. You didn't know her. You were fake friends. I always had her back. And now I have it today on Friday Night SmackDown every Friday at 8 o'clock. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Are you ready for a good time?
Right there.
They basically covered like 3 topics without actually.
I gotta say, 1, I fucking love the idea. Decent, great job. You really called up the right form soon. Keep it up.
Call me.
2, I also like it because it does something else with this feud. It starts getting over other wrestlers. So now Mercedes Martinez gets introduced and everything like that. And eventually Sasha's going to need somebody to get her back. You're like, who might come help like Sasha out? She was getting double teaming jumped. So that brings somebody else to me to help her out to get another wrestler over. I fucking love it. Number 3, Bayley, we sometimes forget is Latinx. And so having Mercedes Martinez there kind of staples that a real bit. It's like, oh yeah, she is Latina. Those straps, those means too. Oh shit, okay, I get it now. And so it just kind of adds everything on to it. So yeah, it's fucking brilliant. They need to run with that shit.
Chat likes it.
But
guys, don't be disappointed when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And that's the issue. We can make it make sense, but they'll never hire me because they don't like hiring wrestling fans. So there's that.
Yeah,
they do not.
Yeah.
If you wrote for Friends, though, you're good to go.
Well, maybe I need to get on one of them shows.
Maybe.
Or if you're Max Landis.
All right, so let's double back here to Sweet. We have a new NXT champion, and his name is Finn Balor. Pretty fantastic match between Cole and Balor for the vacated NXT championship. Finn Balor coming out the victor. There he is with that belt.
Change them side plates, damn it.
Yeah, what is that? Oh, because nobody. Okay, got it. And we did see the two Sweet that backstage that they showed. This was not a .com exclusive. They showed this on the show. And then we had an interview it was a very short interview with Adam Cole, basically saying, I have a lot of respect for Finn Balor. He was the better guy tonight. But if he thinks I'm not coming for that title, he's got another thing coming. A lot of face antics going on from Adam Cole. Do we think, I guess, first of all, are we happy? This is just an easy yes or no. Are we happy that Finn Balor is the new NXT champion?
Yes.
Meh.
What?
Yeah. Let's go with that. Why meh?
Because it depends what they do with it. Like, that's to be honest with you. Like we've talked about before, since Finn's been there, he's supposed to help elevate that brand and do a lot of things with it. But I'm just saying, man, because I gotta see what you do with it. Am I happy he's NXT champion? Yeah, he's dope as hell. He's the prince. He's the he's the demon. But the brothers are like, what are you gonna do with this? Who's he gonna feud with? So that's why I need to see what happens next. If they do that properly, then I'll be all for this. But right now I'm just gonna be meh, because again, I gotta wait and see what happens this Wednesday night.
So what do you how are your expectations for this title run? I assume they sound like they are very high for this title run.
Well, here's the thing. So if Finn is still a heel, and it seems like he is, and then Adam Cole is face, but it looks like Adam Cole's like cool with him having, he's not going to feud with him. So my question now is, who's Finn Balor going to feud with to go do a run with that title? So I need to see Wednesday night who's going to be coming after that title and see what they do with it. So that's what I'm looking forward to next. And I figure they're going to do like, a first contenders match, a best of like 4 people and shit like that. Maybe
they'll do another.
We'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
They'll do another 60-minute Iron Man match with 4 people, and then there'll be a tie, and then they'll have a match. Anyway, I don't like how we got here, but yes, I'm happy that Finn's the champion. Neeson, do you think this is the last we see of Adam Cole in NXT?
Guess this is Neeson putting his armchair booking hat on. I hope so. And why I hope so? Because I hope that he becomes a part of the new corporate ministry or corporation head by Adam P. McMahon. Damn it, Adam P. McMahon. Adam Pierce, but Adam P. McMahon. Adam P. McMahon is the McMahon of this generation. He's starting to come out. He's like, make sure they don't come in. Make sure they don't do this.
Yeah, they're using him a lot.
They are using him a lot.
And remember, when The Rock turned babyface for that hot second when he broke off the nation, and then he was like kind of turning babyface as people was cheering for him, and then he joined up with the corporation and he won the title, and then it was him and Austin headed towards WrestleMania going down the line. This, my friends, this is the time that Adam Cole, people could think Adam Cole is turning face, and they could be like, this is our time to cheer even louder. Adam Cole, baby. And everybody's thinking he's breaking up from Undisputed. And then Adam P. McMahon comes in and says, nope, snatch, go attack some people. And then now he's the big bad. And now they're on the main roster. And now they're killing it. And now everybody's like, baby, we still hate you, but we love you.
So wait, but here's my question. So again, I love it, but where does he go right now? Because SmackDown is doing really well. You got Roman with the top belt right now. That's going pretty well. You got a decent Intercontinental Championship storyline going on. Do they attack? Oh, shit. Do they attack back to your original idea of them attacking Big E and everything like that? And that's how Big E gets his singles and everything going. And then we get Undisputed versus New. There it is. There it is. It all comes together. Good job,
see where I'm going. Yes, I've been doing this for 3 years, but yes, this is where we're gonna get it. We're gonna finally get it. We're not gonna get it, guys. I promise.
No, we're not.
But we're gonna get it.
No, we're not.
I would like to bring Ken's comment to light here because this is very interesting. I mean, we've seen him getting a lot of, he has to go do all of McMahon's dirty work. He basically is the new stooge.
Adam P. McMahon.
And maybe he says, that is not going to be me. I will not be your new stooge. And then he's with Retribution. He's a great talker, by the way. Adam Pearce, if you haven't seen any of his.
He is.
He's great.
He's a good actor too. Like I give him credit. Like as he was going through those different scenarios, like getting a contract signed, walking to like the Fiend's house or whatever. I'm just like, this dude's actually really good on screen. Like I actually like him a lot. Every time he shows up, I'm like, oh, Adam's here to say some shit, and he has great interaction too. Like when Randy's like, your words mean nothing or some shit like that. I'm like, shit is still working out pretty well.
Matthew's got a good point. I think that'd be fun. War games. That'd be great.
We got it, Matthew. I hope you're saying it like Undisputed Era, New Day, plus somebody else in War Games.
War Games. Anthony says, I don't want to gloss over his because he's talking about Finn because Finn's a heel. How do you? And this is actually, or he's a tweener, as Anthony puts it.
Absolutely,
I agree. How would you book him? And I guess who gets the first shot if it's not Adam Cole? I don't even know.
They have no faces. I think I think this is the perfect time to send somebody down. I think but who do you send down that's not already into something? I mean, maybe this would have been the perfect time to send Adam Cole down. I mean, not Adam Cole. Kevin Owens.
But he looks like he's
tied up.
He's tied up right now.
This would be the perfect time to send a Dolph Ziggler down.
Oh shit!
This would be the perfect time to send somebody you would never think that'd come down to NXT to go down to NXT, because Dolph Ziggler always remind me of a main roster Tyler Breeze anyway.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
This would be the perfect time to like have that run for a month or a month and a half or whatever, and then now you could get either Kushida could beat Velveteen, and you could get a Kushida versus Finn for the title.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So I think John Cena at NXT, I'm all for it. John Cena has the goatee. I'm all for John Cena popping up at NXT, but I think this is the time.
I think Ziggler makes the most sense.
Yeah,
Ziggler can be like, "Oh, Finn, you think you can just come up to the main roster, do your thing, and then go back to NXT where it's safe?" Like, "Oh, I'm here now."
See, now it's not going to work, Pingle, because you made it make sense. Damn it.
Yeah.
If stuff actually makes sense, they're not going to do it.
Way to go, John.
I did love Matthew saying, of course, Big E turns mid-match and joins Undisputed Era. It's not going to happen. Stop it, Matthew.
He's like, y'all need some people of color in this bitch.
Okay, so let's move on from NXT.
One thing I was bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. But I agree. I like that, though, with Dolph Ziggler and everything. So I think that could work. Or somebody coming down could work to get him over. So, yeah, they need to do it. Go ahead, John.
Let's talk about Retribution again for an hour. Yes, what a great promo they cut. It reminded me basically of the first time we heard Edge talk, and you were like, "Oh, that's rough." When he was like, "Take care" or something like that, because the freaks come out at night. Do you remember that? I remember because it was so awful. It was,
and then they never let him talk again
for a while until he, wasn't a vampire anymore or whatever the fuck he was.
Rude.
Yeah, that was the fifth rewrite of the Retribution. Of the Retribution promo there.
Right.
Anyway, Bayley. Let's talk about Bayley a little bit more. Look how sad she is. She's so sad that she. This promo was interesting. Where it's like, yeah, you thought that you were using me, but guess what? I was using you.
They asked me to wear a mask, and I didn't want to wear a mask because it's my right not to wear a mask. And they said I couldn't shop at their store. How dare they do that? But then I called my president. Sorry.
I did love when she called herself Two Belts Banks. Clearly getting mixed up in the words, basically saying, Sasha, I loved every moment of beating the shit out of you. I used you. You didn't use me. What about Raven? Where's my United States Championship shot against Goldberg? Why do I have to fight DDP and Chris Oh, wait, never mind. That was a different storyline.
They put me against all these people.
Oof, man. Remember when they bungled that Raven US Championship? He was champion for a day, and then they just fed him the Goldberg. Anyway,
quote the Raven, quote the Bayley,
quote the Bayley. So interesting promo. Basically, Bayley doubling down, and during an NFL game today, they announced Sasha Banks is going to be on Friday night SmackDown to address.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I saw it was a promo that, like a lower third that they did. I guess my question is a two-parter. What do we think of the Bayley promo? And what do we think of Sasha coming back, I guess, 2 weeks later?
Oh Jesus. Oh.
After, but coming after getting the stretcher job. What do we think of that? So two-part question. We'll start with Nice.
She better come with a neck brace.
Absolutely.
She has to come in a neck brace. She has to come limping. She has to come down energy. Then she has to get smashed by the real Mercedes from behind and say, ha, 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 ha. Sorry.
I like it.
But yeah, I don't want her to come back unless she's getting her ass beat and unable to talk.
Nice.
Johnny?
Nice. Okay, three quick things. One, props to Bayley. I love that promo. She came out looking good in them jeans. Damn, Bayley. Damn, girl. Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait. Whoa.
Two. Oh, damn it, these. I was talking about the G's, all right, too.
So are you making sexual passes at me?
Oh
that God. Is a violation, and I have rights.
All right, two. I love the fact that she came out with the chair. She's carrying it around with her, which is a dope ass prop. And I love the fact chat Nikki with it afterwards. It's like, dope. She's beating the shit out of people with the chair now. Just fucking awesome. And then 3, I love the fact that Sasha's coming back. I love the fact they're advertising it because here's the thing: all respect to Big Homie Rome, which we're going to talk about later. But a lot of people are treating like they're big jump in ratings and all this stuff to like Big Homie Rome. Like, nah. It just ain't Rome. It's the fact that Sasha and Bayley have been doing some amazing fucking storytelling, and people have wanted to see the culmination of this for a long time. So you got to give them the respect too. And I'm pretty sure that when she comes back on Friday night, we're going to see a huge ass ratings bump again.
So up next, we had Nikki Cross is the new #1 contender. She is going to fight Bayley at Clash of Champions. But we saw another wrinkle in the Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross storyline where Alexa Bliss hit Nikki Cross with the sister Abigail. Bray Wyatt, take notes. It was good look. I thought it was a good looking sister Abigail.
Yeah, why are we doing these things?
Anyway,
he hurt people's career.
So we know the whole storyline with the Fiend is he reverts people back to the character they were before, but it almost seems like with Alexa Bliss, we're going a different direction. Like I believe on Talking Smack, when they interviewed her, it was very vacant, kind of just like, thanks for having me, and didn't really say anything the entire time. She's hitting people with the Fiend's finisher. And she's doing the pigtail thing again. Bray Wyatt's finisher. Excuse me. Do we think we see a more Fiend-esque Alexa Bliss? Do we see the custom mask for Alexa Bliss? Does she join the Firefly Funhouse as like the co-host? I know everyone says she's Sister Abigail, which I assume is what has happened here. But what do you guys think? Does she revert back to evil Alexa Bliss and that's it? Or do we see an evolution of the character with maybe a mask or something like that?
I think when you say the Fiend reverts people back to their past selves, what if Sister Abigail was her past self?
Oh, we're getting some reincarnation shit going on.
Because they've always been teasing Sister Abigail, and Alexa Bliss' name was always floated within that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then once you had Braun Strowman and her dressed as Sister Abigail in that match.
Yeah.
So I think she is being reverted back to her past self as Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
So I think that's just where we're going. Or, hey, it could be a swerve, bro. Again, I just made it make sense. And what we've been saying on this whole show, if it makes sense, they're not going to do it.
Nope, same thing. Like I've always said, I like the idea of them like using Sister Abigail, where it's like a spirit that can affect other people type deal. So like Bray Wyatt's like Sister can affect her and like change her to like this other character, which I feel will be dope. 2, I think they'll put a mask on her, but at the same time though, I don't think they put a full mask on her just because of like this. So I feel like she wore like a half mask or something like that, cover down the bottom face, leaving her eyes pop because she's got cute eyes, whatever. And then you do cool stuff with her hair and the rest of her gear. And yeah, so I think that's where they're going with it. But I think what's probably happening right now is I can't remember the name of the homie, but the homie who's the costume designer who designed Bray Wyatt's like mask and everything like that. I will bet money that's what they're designing right now for her and just putting all that together. And so I'll be interested to see how it's going to play out. I am a little bit weird though because like Nikki ended up winning this, and so I'm imagining that like Nikki's going to fight Bayley, and right before like Nikki wins, like Alexa will come on and attack her or whatever, and kind of ruin the opportunity for her. But if that does end up happening and like, Bayley just beats her because like Sasha, I'm almost just like, damn, maybe like, because we've been talking for a minute, Naomi could have won this match and get this first contender shot, but that's just my thinking.
Or Carmella.
Yeah.
Or any of the other females that just didn't have a fatal 4-way a couple of months ago that was in this exact same match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me go. Sorry, Lewis, I hadn't answered any of your questions. We talked about Miro at the top of the show. We're all in as long as he doesn't continue to shit all over WWE for no reason. Wade Barrett, we talked about last week, but just to sum it up, I love it. We really like him as a commentator. We interviewed him. If you go to our YouTube page, you can see that interview with him. He loves doing commentary. And yeah, we're all for it.
Low key though, like just bringing it up one more time, sorry to bring it up. I low key figured that when they brought Wade Barrett in, that it would be revealed that he'd be like the overall true leader of like Retribution or whatever, given they just had the anniversary of Nexus and everything. Right. And he's coming back to get his Retribution on the company before he should have got. I figured that's what they would be doing. And he'd be the leader of Retribution, like, I'm come back to get what I'm owed. I'm come back to get what I need and everything like that. And that could have been something he could have done. So that way he's in the manager position with this new generation leading them.
I could see that too.
But they signed an exclusive deal to Raw that's on the third hour every Monday on the USA Network. So we won't see them on Wednesdays or Tuesdays on the USA Network.
The new motto: if it's a good idea, ... they won't do it.
Shirt's coming soon.
I mean, another thing for the mask, Lewis brings it up that the same guy, I think we talked about this a while ago when we first saw the Fiend mask. I mean, they were selling those exclusive. Now, I don't know how many they sold, but I mean, they could make a Sister Abigail one and do the same thing. So, I mean, if
Halloween is coming up.
And Halloween is coming up. That's perfect. There you go.
Make the money.
So that could be something that comes up. Last topic, because we're running a little long. Mandy Rose got traded to Raw and Miz announced it. I guess there he is. He's so happy. Or he's not happy anymore because she's gone. So I guess I don't know. And this kind of goes to me from last week saying like they don't know what they're doing. It feels like they're just treading water until they're gonna do that. The rumor of the draft is what it feels like. Yeah. This doesn't make sense because it feels like that story, unless they just were like, that storyline's over, we need someone else on Raw.
I don't think that's the case. I think that they are finding a way, and again, I'm making it make sense, Jesus. I think they're finding a way to get the Money in the Bank contract off of Otis. So Miz calling in a favor to get Mandy moved to Raw. And the only way that they could be back together, either Mandy comes over to back to SmackDown, or Otis goes to Raw, is that he has to sign over the Money in the Bank contract. I think
then they just do it again.
Money in the Bank? No, I think they have to sign it to sign it to Miz or John Morrison, but I think he's going to sign it to Miz, which is going to cause the rift between John Morrison and Miz, and they're going to have to fight for the Money in the Bank contract.
He brings up a good point because also Raw. So if they have to give up if Otis has to give up the contract, swing back with Mandy, so he has to go to Raw. So he gives up the contract. But part of the reason why they sent him to Raw is because Raw just lost a tag team because Ivar sadly just got injured. He's going to be gone for a few months. And so now they need a tag team down there on Raw because they only have like 2.5. And so that's part of the reason why they moved well. Good theory.
That would be an interesting way to get rid of the to get the Money in the Bank off of Otis.
They really don't know what they're doing with that.
Yeah, I think it was the beginning of the pandemic and they were just going for to pop a rating, I guess. Let's get to Anthony's idea here. So his idea for Roman versus Jay would be Paul goes into Jay's locker room, pays him off so Roman can retain his title.
Oh, no.
And that way Jimmy and Jay would both turn heels. It would set up the Bloodline stable again. So I am all for having Bloodline be a stable with Roman as a heel now. I think that's great. I think the first part of the idea makes it seem like Paul Heyman doesn't believe that Roman Reigns can beat Jey Uso. And that when that happens, I feel like that rubs all the mystique off of Roman.
Yeah. And like that too, and part of the reason, my apologies, the reason I said like how fuck now was because it reminded me of WCW, where who was it? Was it Hulk Hogan who went out? That bitch, and he like posted somebody, and it was like, this is the reason this company's going out of business.
Kevin Nash.
I'm a racist ass motherfucker. He said that, he really did. And so yeah, so that's the reason why I said, because that would be again like kind of like what John's saying. It takes away from what Roman's doing right now, and everything they're doing with this Roman character is kind of fucking dope. Like what happened with Big Homie Rome on Friday, the fact Jay's gonna like, yeah, we gonna mess him up, we gonna do this, we gonna do that, and then Jay goes out there, gets his ass beat for like 10 minutes, and what does Homie Rome do? He comes out there, wrecks everybody, and then leaves like his shirts say. And so it's kind of dope. Like they're really using this character right, and they're like using him at the right times. They're like, again, I would agree with John. It would take away the mystique of what they're trying to build with Big Homie Rome right now.
Like, could you imagine if Shelton Benjamin got a title shot against Brock Lesnar, and then Paul Heyman went and paid Shelton Benjamin to lay down for his former tag team champion friend? That'd just be like, what? Like, why would you do that?
Shelton is the gold standard, though. He is the gold standard, but you make a good point, John.
How I would fix the first part, Anthony, is I would have Paul Heyman still go to the locker room, and I would have him manipulate Jay into thinking that beating Roman would be bad for his family. The overall Samoan family. I don't know how you would do it, but Paul Heyman manipulates people, and I think you would go at it that way.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you would necessarily have Jay lie down, but I think you'd have Jay look like he's going to win and then kind of hesitate, and that's when he loses because he has Heyman yelling at him. Remember what I said? I don't know. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think that's a little too. I think it may be a little too early to pull that trigger yet, just because then it would create a little more dissension between Roman and Paul. And I don't think they want that yet. No. But again, who knows what they want?
Who knows?
And Roman's looking like hella strong right now. And I gotta be real, I'm also loving the promos he's cutting too. Like I dropped this on our chat on Friday. Like when he was talking to Jay, like I was like, this is one of the best Roman promos I've seen like in a long ass time. He's like, don't look at that, look at me. I'm gonna beat your ass like what I used to do with kids, and it will be cool after. Because what I'm doing right now is for our family, and I can't afford to lose this because of our family. Because I'm the tribal chief, and I'm like, well, I'm on board for this. They just need to change his intro music to "Here Comes the Chief" by Zendaya, and that show will be perfect.
He needs new entrance music and new gear. Got to do it.
They just put a T-shirt on him instead of a vest.
Yeah. I like the shirt a lot better.
Yeah. So, don't do it too much. We're gonna get flagged again. So, Neeson, would you like to tell us about this Taya interview?
Say my name like that. There's a lot of things I get in trouble for.
Just tease it.
Yeah. Yes. So we interviewed Taya Valkyrie. The interview drops on Tuesday. And I don't know how else to tease it.
That's fine. That's a good enough tease.
It was a great interview. She's amazing. She's awesome. We spent a lot of time with her before the interview, and then we got to chat with her. I got to ask about Wrestle House.
Oh my God, you did?
Oh, you know I did. The whole time she was there. She was there for probably about 4 or 5 hours, and the whole time like Wrestle House, and she was like, "Oh boy." Great. One thing that we didn't get on camera so I ended up going live with Justin over at the Wrestling Classic just by chance. And she was there and people were asking me to ask her questions. And somebody brought up Matt Cardona.
Oh,
and she told me, she was like, I want to hear what you think about Matt Cardona in the match in Scorpio Sky. And I said, oh, me? Okay. So I gave her the rant about how I think that they basically use Scorpio Sky and Matt Cardona as catapults to give Dusty Rhodes a of Dustin Rhodes a TV match that following Wednesday that he was just getting fed to the wolves. And if you're gonna use these people and position them as quote unquote mega stars, you're supposed to use it as such. And AEW continues to not do that. So if you want to make Matt Cardona a star and have him with fireworks and all these things, and you're basically having them get fed and beat off to Dustin in a Dark Order that he should have lost the belt to Cody. Scorpio Sky should have won. I mean, he should have won the belt from Cody. Scorpio Sky should have won the belt from Cody. I went on this whole rant, by the way, and she was just like, I agree with you, and I can't say anything about that.
Damn.
I went off. I was being my normal self and went off about a couple of other things, and she was like, woo, okay. And so, but it was fun. She was great. She's fun. And now I would say she's a friend of the show. So she even said at one point she was like, oh, this happens on the show? And I was like, yeah, every Sunday, THS Wrestling.
Every Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. So please check it out. Me and Jimmy V. Jimmy has on his TV Medium shirt on. As we were talking about it. I have my Smile and Speak BLM shirt on from Finn Balor.
But that's dope though.
Yeah, it's a Finn Balor. All proceeds went to NAACP. So yeah, man, it was a good interview. And hey, all I gotta say is we have a lot more shaking.
Oh, that's a good teaser too. We do, guys.
Yes, it is. It is.
We do. So, Neeson, you got anything else to plug? You got anything else going on? I know you just don't really do a lot. So
I don't do much at all. In a session though, that's one thing I do, and I do it well. And please follow me at In a Session on Instagram. That's INASESSION. Follow me. Let me know who else you want to be on the show. Who are creatives in the arts would you like to see me sit down with and showcase their arts in a stylized video? I'm all for it. We're actually working out season 2 right now, and So we're wrapping up season. I mean, production wise, wrapping up season 1. We still got a lot more episodes to roll out, but we're actually pre-planning season 2. So follow me here at Stay Fly Life, and then follow me at In a Session, and let's talk artists, guys.
There you go. Johnny, what do you got?
As always, first off, shout out to the YouTube channel Up Up Down Down, team Left Right. Let's go right there. My favorite tag team champions right now. I'm looking forward to NXT this week because Fandango and Prince Pretty are defending the tag team championships. Hoping for a win. Let's keep it going. Team Left Right, Prince Pretty.
How are you a left right, and you sitting there preaching about Mike? He's up down.
Who's up down? Who?
Mike, your boy.
Oh,
the first ever up down champion.
He is. But right now he's not defending it though. And if he were to show up,
the disloyalty, disloyal, fool-made jive turkey. That's what you are. That's
Mike
what you are.
He's my role model. Mike is living his best life.
No, he's a role model, but you wearing the left right. I
would go back and I would leave left right. But he ain't here right now, so I'm riding with Prince Pretty because he's here right now.
Wow.
Hey.
You are wow. You must be a Detroit sports team person, huh? Because y'all don't win anything. You got to jump from something to something.
No, we win. We win. Beat the Lakers twice in the finals. Talk about that later. 0-4. But anyway, but also shout out to my other project. Again, if you want to find my comics, you can go to gumroad.com/JohnnyP313. And as always, go check out Disney Plus Diversity. We just dropped our first episode this week on Apple, Spotify, and on YouTube. Just look for Disney Plus Diversity or This Diverse Show. And we review Xenon, and we got a new episode dropping this Tuesday. Left, right.
And I have my wrestling podcast, Tornado Tag Radio. We're going to release a new episode tomorrow. We talk about the G1 Climax tournament. And what else do we do? We talk about AEW Dynamite in full. So that was a lot of fun. And how did you do against the Bears today? Oh, did the Lions play the Bears?
Why people do these things to me?
I mean, I'm not even gonna get into it.
Why do people do these things?
I assume the Lions did. What did the Lions do? You know what? No, we're doing this right now because I had a hard morning. Lions, Bears. This is what we're doing right now.
Guys, I had a great morning. The Clippers
the Lions
lost.
scored 23 points. Okay, so that's respectable. They lost by 4 points. How did they beat it?
At least we can beat it. At least we can beat it.
The Clippers lost. The Raiders won. Life is good.
Matthew, why why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me, Matthew?
All of my sports teams are terrible. My life is awful.
I know. Live.
So Tornado Tech Radio, twitch.tv/that#show. I did stream some wrestling the other night. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to try and do that a little more often. But let's get out of here because holy crap, I have not eaten dinner and I would like to eat food. So, all right.
Facebook Call of Duty.
Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that#show TV, and Twitch.tv/that#show. But most importantly, guys, that#show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, Tegan. I miss you, Tegan. And
bye,
Sasha.
Good luck next